Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now, different layout. This is because I am live streaming. I will be recording the video today whilst I live stream it instead of just recording the video. So I'll be interacting with the chat a little bit. Right now, I plan on recording the video and streaming for an hour, and then I will switch to Spanish. So for those of you who are in the chat who want to speak Spanish, I'll start speaking Spanish and I will play some games in Spanish during the next hour of the live stream, okay? So for now, we are currently going to analyze the Decidueye Vileplume Ninetales-GX decklist that Aaron Tarbell used to get top 8, I believe, at the Madison Regional. Now, it's a very straightforward list. A lot of the tech, or a lot of the different attackers, if you will, got dropped in favor of the 2-2 Ninetales-GX line, which I really like. Ninetales is like the Meowth I used in Australia, but with with a lot of extra HP and also with a really good GX attack, arguably better than the Decidueye-GX attack. Now, a big issue with this deck is the fact that you do rely heavily on DCs in order to deal any amount of decent damage, and therefore Drampa GX's Righteous Edge is a big problem. But combining Ninetales Ice Blade with the Decidueye-GX's Feather Arrow is obviously really good. Lysander allows you to do some really cool plays. The Decidueye is a really good attacker in its own way. Tapu Lele is as well, and using Sky Return with Shaymin is really good. So once again, I am recording this in English. I will be live streaming during 1 hour in English, and then I will be switching to Spanish. With the same deck, we will analyze the deck list as well really quickly, but everything in Spanish. So aside from the Pokemon, there's nothing really new. 4 Sycamore, 4N, and 2 Lysander. You could go 4 Sycamore, 3N, and 3 Lysander. Maybe that's a change I would have liked to see off of Aaron's list. 3 Lysander, basically Lysander on their item lock can be really good, and especially when you're trying to lock Pokemon in the active slot so that you can use Ice Blade to pile up the damage and use your Feather Arrows. Lysander seems like a pretty key card to do so. The rest is pretty normal. 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Level Ball, 3 Trainer's Mail, 4 Forest of Giant Plants, of course, and 2 Float Stone in order to make our Vileplumes retreat. So let's jump into the ladder, shall we? I had planned to do Tapu Lele-GX today, but I don't know, it didn't feel like it was good enough. We are currently at a win streak of 0, as you can see in the screen. So let's try and get a good win streak going for the stream, and we'll see we will see in what language I get a better win streak, be it in Spanish or in English. Can you get the deck list? Well, the deck list was shown in the screen previously, and once the video gets uploaded to YouTube, which shouldn't be too long after the stream ends, it will be as always in the description. So just scroll back in the video and take a screen capture, and there you have the list. Or you can Google Pokemon Madison Regionals and get the list that way as well. So we are going first. We get the double Rowlet start, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Although obviously Vulpix is the ideal starter here. Now our hand, what's better here? Brave Pico or Matt the Cricket Bat? Oh, both of you, thank you guys for the follow. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on Twitch and 10,000 subscribers and 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's just crazy to me. Okay, so I really don't know what I should do here. I feel like keeping the Lysander seems pretty key. I'm gonna get rid of the Vileplume simply because I should have another one in the deck, or if not, I should still have access to, yep, there's a Vileplume. I should still have access to Revitalizer. So let's figure out our prize cards. There's one Oddish prized, and there's one Vulpix prized, there's one Level Ball prized, there's one Forest prized, and there is an N and a Sycamore. Those are our 6 prizes, so nothing too bad. Welcome to the new follower, Hawkins, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna go for Vulpix instead of Oddish, simply because Vulpix can find us Oddish and other Pokemon, and we can also get the Ninetales going. So, okay, so we're missing. Seeing the forest and the gloom definitely makes me wish I had gotten the the Oddish, but okay, I'm not gonna play down the stadium because I don't want to allow my opponent to discard it or remove it with Field Blower. There's the Sky Field immediately, so wow, this might actually be... Oh, okay, it's Raichu Lycanroc, so this will be a very interesting match. But I'm really glad I kept my forest in my hand. I really think it was a good idea. And Matt the Cricket Bat, yeah, Nats, it's now Internats, I guess, but yeah, it's gonna be the biggest Pokemon tournament in history ever, so it's really hard to justify missing that. It's unfortunate that you won't be there, but maybe next year. I mean, it looks like the game will keep growing and the internationals will only get bigger, so... And hello, Spooky. Hello. Volcanion for Indianapolis. Volcanion, yeah, Volcanion is a solid choice. Definitely a solid choice. Yeah, Bright Pico, completely agreed. It's not super easy to play, and there's a lot of minor or micro decisions that end up affecting the long-term plan. And Sam, I am coming to Indianapolis. I was just replying to someone on the YouTube chat who said they weren't going, but I am. There's no humanly possible way that I miss the Indianapolis tournament, and I actually just got my ticket last night. Like, I finally got my flights, and I'm flying to Dallas and then to Indianapolis. Okay, so we get a pretty good top deck in the Oddish because we have the Forest of Giant Plants. My opponent will be able to remove the Shaymins, which are easy targets for us, especially for Ninetales. But I feel like under item lock, it's gonna be really difficult for my opponent to be able to deal with Ninetales, or yeah, Ninetales effectively. However, Lycanroc will definitely be a problem. Lycanroc could make could either get rid of the Vileplume for him, or could have maybe left something stuck in the active spot. Okay, so I have two choices here. I can set up the Decidueye and just go for the Alolan GX. That will remove the Ninetales-GX option, like the attack. I could also go for Ninetales-GX and set up Vileplume. No, it's either Decidueye, Vileplume, or Ninetales. I can't do all of them, but I could also just Shaymin into more things, and I'm inclined to do that actually. So I'm gonna get rid of the Gloom and the Lysander, and I'm just gonna go for a Shaymin, and then we'll see what we get off of that. I will evolve the active Rowlet. Maybe the Float Stone should have gone to the active. Maybe. Yeah, I really don't know what the play is for Internets. I'm just trying out a deck that has been getting talked about recently. But honestly, right now I'm leaning towards Turbo Dark, but I haven't found a deck I'm really comfortable with. Okay, so neither Vileplume nor Decidueye nor oh gosh. No Vileplume, no Decidueye, and no Ninetales. That was like worst case scenario. Straight Decidueye Plume or Decidueye Ninetales. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. And Gustavo, what do you mean about the video quality? Is it better or is it bad? I hope it's good, because I've been working, like we managed to finally make the change to make it good. And Pegandara, welcome. Oh yeah, thank you. I do think it looks very good. Okay, I really don't know what I should do here. Could retreat into the Vulpix and Beacon, but then Vulpix will probably go down. I could retreat into a Shaymin, but then it would go down. I could just deal 20 damage. That seems relatively weak. However, the Eevee on the bench could be a problem. If my opponent is playing Flareon, that could make this matchup a lot harder. So potentially, yeah, there's a Flareon. Potentially getting rid of the Flareon as soon as possible. That might be our priority this upcoming turn. Yeah, I mean, I think both have their advantages. We saw Mexico City. We saw this straight Decidueye-Plume be more successful in Mexico City. We saw Decidueye Ninetales be more successful in Madison. So it's hard to decide which one. And Spooky Cookie, thank you for the follow. We're working our way towards 1,000 Twitch subscribers, or followers rather, which will hopefully allow us to apply for a partnership, and then we're also on the road to 10,000 YouTube subscribers, so that's pretty cool. But it's really, really cool. And let me ask you guys, would you like if this is the new format that I do and I start to stream or live stream all the videos instead of just pre-recording them so that I interact more with you guys, would you guys like to see the chat in the layout? I feel like my camera is maybe too big, and I don't know, it's difficult adjusting all the layouts, but there's definitely room for working things around. Okay, so our Dartrix goes down. We top deck an N, which I'm really happy to see, because I kind of don't want to discard the TCE. However, I feel like I really need to get some extra cards going. Attacking with... yeah, Sam, that could be a good idea. I'm sure people would appreciate just looking at my face and then having the PTC Geo screen super small. Okay. I feel like I need to be more aggressive here in order to find my Vileplumes and my Ninetales and my Decidueyes. None of which I find, but the Revitalizer does give me Decidueye and Vileplume. However, that does mean that unless I hit an Ultra Ball here, I will not be able to attack with Ninetales. And nope, I do not. Could have maybe played the Level Ball before. I mean, the odds don't drastically change. So we're gonna have a ton of Dartrix in play, but we currently just don't have a heavy hitter, and with the Flareon, I really can't leave. I really cannot leave the Decidueye up in the active spot. I really can't. Now, what are the odds that my opponent has? Probably very high. The odds that my opponent has a Lycanroc GX in order to KO my Decidueye, I would say very high, right? So I'm still gonna try to go after the Flareon. However, I am a bit at a loss as to what to do afterwards, or which Pokemon do I give up on? Do I give up on the Shaymin? And Julian, welcome. Do I give up at Dartrix? I guess giving up at Dartrix. There's no way my opponent doesn't attack. He might just use Lycanroc and knock out my Decidueye, so might as well retreat into the more expendable play. Yep, there's the Lycanroc GX, so we're gonna lose either the Vulpix, the Vileplume, or the Decidueye. My opponent immediately picks the Decidueye, so I'm really glad I didn't evolve the one that had energy. And yeah, I agree that the fact that decks are switching to more supporter-oriented engines should make Vileplume weaker, But it's just, Vileplume is still just really, really good. Okay, so the end actually gave us a very workable hand, I would say. Especially because we can end my opponent. We got the Revitalizer, and I just top decked the other Decidueye, which is awesome. So, well, the dangerous Rogue GX attack is actually pretty bad. And the Revitalizer, I cannot play it. Whoops. Actually cannot play the Revitalizer, but I have to get rid of the Flareon. That's something I have to do here. I 100% have to get rid of the Flareon. I will prop my opponent, or I could just knock out the Lycanroc. No, but if I do that, then just Raichu knocks me right back out. So this is what I have to do. I have to end. Ninetales has to target the Flareon, and then the Decidueye has to carry us throughout the game. Lycanroc GX will knock out Ninetales afterwards. So where do I place the damage counter then? Gonna take one prize from Flareon. I'm gonna take 2 prizes off of Lycanroc. I still have 1 Lysander available to me. No, well, 1 more N actually. 1 more N, and I still have the GX attack available. Second Decidueye would have been amazing, but unfortunately did not get it. So probably go after, oh, I really have no idea. Probably go after the Pikachu, because Lycanroc takes longer to become a threat. And yeah, 4 benched Pokemon means that Lycanroc GX, because of the strong energy, will be able to knock out my Ninetales. You only get 1 prize card off this, but wow, it's actually the end. That's a huge prize card. That is actually a huge prize card. And Maneta, yeah, I always try to. I mean, I said during the videos this week, I wanted to stream yesterday, but then some things happened. I want to stream today, but I also didn't have the videos because some files got corrupted. But here I am streaming, and this will be the videos for today. But yeah, July will be a big streaming month for me. Right now, because Indianapolis is coming soon, I won't be able to stream as much this next few days, because on Wednesday I travel. But afterwards, like I promise you guys, there will be a lot of streaming going on. And now, I think just getting a second Decidueye is my win condition here. Feather Arrow, oh gosh. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put my opponent down to 1 card. So it's gonna come down to how well does he draw off of that 1 card. And is there a list somewhere? The list was showcased at the beginning of the video. After I'm done streaming, the video will be uploaded to YouTube, and the list will be in the description as always. But you can just Google Pokemon Madison Regionals, and then you can search for Aaron Tarbell. And before you Feather Arrow, yeah, I haven't. Oh yeah, and I needed the feather. Oops, yeah, you're actually completely right. Yep, that was a huge mistake. Actually, that was a huge mistake. That was my bad, guys. Sorry. It's because it's hard to keep track with the chat and then pay full attention to the game. But yes, I should have used Feather Arrow on the active, and then the other Feather Arrow would have gone to the other Rockruff. So yeah, that was a that was my mistake. I'm sorry. That was very risky. Yes, that was very risky. We see another strong energy on the Rockruff. Oh. And we see a Sycamore. So does my opponent have the Lycanroc? No, he doesn't. Okay. Okay, so now I would really like another N, but there's no other Ns. Oh, my opponent drew so well off of that into 1. Okay, I can take 2 prize cards here. Knock out the Rockruff and knock out the active Raichu. That's 2 Pokemon. My opponent cannot play any item cards. He would need Lycanroc, Raichu, and TCG to beat me, right? Wow, this is a really close game. I'm really glad I am recording this. This is really close. Okay. I feel like that's the only play I have. I can play Lele, but there's only Sycamore left. Maybe, yeah, I play Lele. Oh, there's not even Sycamore, it's still priced. Okay, because I was thinking retreating into the other Decidueye, so trying to find the last grass energy would be a good play. We waste the Lele. Using Shaymin for 0 cards is obviously not great. So let's Feather Arrow and knock out the Rockruff. And yeah, I mean my opponent needs 3 cards out of 6. He didn't evolve into a Raichu either, which is good. That means he probably doesn't have the Lycanroc. Well, he doesn't have the Lycanroc, or otherwise he would have won the previous turn. And he doesn't have a Raichu. Otherwise he would have evolved. So he might have the DCE, but yeah, we just take the knockout here. Yes, Sam, you're right. You're completely right. You are completely right. And I also checked. Oh wow, Icaro Franco, thank you so much. Wow, that is so nice of you. Thank you so much for helping me pay my rent. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. And wow, we did it. Sam in the chat is pointing out that yes, I am doing things in the wrong sequence. 100% right. I should have first used Feather Arrow and see what I would have gotten off my prices. As you saw, I would have gotten the Sycamore. Then I could have used the Sycamore, found the grass energy perhaps, retreated. Kind of a safer play. However, because I didn't have any more DCs either, maybe I should have not done that because the energy would have saved me in case my opponent Lysandered the Shaymin to try and stall me. So, I mean, I still had the double Feather Arrow to get my last prize card on the Pikachu. But yes, I did a couple of things in the wrong order. So it definitely mattered. Or it didn't matter this time around, but it could have potentially mattered if my opponent found the right cards. And yeah, so thank you so much, Icaro Franco. Thank you so much. That's 10% of my rent you just gave me, so thank you so much. And yeah, looks like we might be up against Volcanion now. And yeah, the version that did well in Mexico City for the Decidueye Vileplume, it had Trampa and it had the Tapu Lele promo as ways to dish out damage. And the non-Vileplume versions of the Decidueye Ninetales play Tapu Lele and play SNIPING as mentioned in the chat. So yeah. Wiki KW, welcome. Pretty bad hand now. Pretty bad starting hand, and we're going second, which is never good. And we're up against Volcanion, so this is where Ninetales has to shine. This is where Ninetales water typing has to shine. Under item lock, if we're able to set it up, if we can knock out the Staryu or the Starmie, my opponent will struggle a lot with finding the right energy and things like that. But yeah, this turn 1 end is really good for us because our hand was so bad. And hello, cool dude. How are you doing? Okay, off of the end, we actually don't get a good hand at all either, but the Trainer's Mail could maybe find us a Vulpix, a Level Ball and a Vulpix. We still have a chance to find things off of the end. And yeah, okay, so it's hard to pass in the forests here, but I really need another Pokemon. I really just need another Pokemon, and it has to be Ninetales, I would say. My opponent has Turtonator. Oh, and Brooklet Hill. Oh, okay. Brooklet Hill actually finds me Vulpix. So, yeah. So maybe I should have grabbed the stadium instead. Or, yeah. Okay. Do I find the second Vulpix? Do I find another Rowlet? I think finding another Rowlet. Or do I go for the Oddish? Yep, I forgot Brooklet's Hill. I'm talking too much. Okay. I need to pay less attention to chat and more attention to the game. I really don't know what to grab. I reckon Rowlet. And attach DC to Vulpix. And I could potentially Lysander up the Turtonator to buy myself a turn. But I think just getting more cards with N is better here. I get lucky and still manage to find the forest. And I can search for the Oddish as well, or a second Dartrix, but whatever is active is going to get knocked out. So might as well just find the Oddish, bench it, evolve the bench Rowlet, and then just pass here. So yeah, once again, sequencing is very important. I should have used the Brooklet Hill before playing the Trainer's Mail. That would have changed every card in the Trainer's Mail most likely, so things could have been, I could have picked a different item card, etc. So yeah, very important to make sure you sequence things correctly. Okay, so Passimian Mew versus Metagross GX. Well, Metagross GX just has too much HP, I would say, and it can get really tricky against it. But Passimian Mew is definitely a viable combination right now, simply because Psychic and Fighting type, I guess, are pretty good typings to have right now. So even though they're very fragile Pokemon, they also attack for very cheaply for a single DC. So it's definitely, I do think Passimian Mew in the right metagame could be a really good call. And yeah, as you say, Bright Pico, we're just testing here, and it's definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy to play at my best and then talk fluently. You never float Plume unless you lead with Oddish. That's fair. That's fair. However, I don't know, it prevents any scenarios where opponents try to buy themselves some time by promoting the Vileplume. It prevents some late game decking out possibilities where you get stuck with an active Vileplume and you have no more energy left. So I agree that it's not always the right play, but it's really hard to determine whether it's right or not, and it's definitely playing on the safer side. Okay, so do I Shaymin, see what else I get, or do I just end here, hoping to find the Ninetales or an Ultra Ball? We know both Ninetales are in the deck. Yeah, I think N is better here. And we get Vileplume, we get the Decidueye, and we don't get too much else. So the damage counter could be really nice. Getting back the Rowlet could be good as well, but if something gets knocked out here... No, okay. I will play the Brooklet Hill, I mean the Revitalizer, simply because in case I don't find the stadium, I can go up to Dartrix. And now, Decidueye's ability. Who do I target? If I place the 2 damage counters on the Volcanion, I could take a knockout on the active with the Ninetales. It might be difficult-ish. No, not with Starmie and Turtonator already powered up. It's gonna be very easy for my opponent to knock out the Ninetales. So I might actually even want to keep Volcanion in the active spot, and I need damage on that Turtonator. And Juan, I'm recording this in English right now and at around 3. So after a couple more games perhaps, I'll be doing this same deck but in Spanish, and so that will be the equivalent of the Spanish video and you'll be able to see it on YouTube. I'm gonna keep the Float Stone for now, just in case something weird happens. And off of the Vulpix, I will get the Alolan Ninetales and a Dartrix or a Gloom. Okay, let's figure out. There's no forest priced, there's no energy priced either, which is good. There is, however, two Sycamore, 2 Sycamore, 1 Ultra, right? Yep. 2 Sycamore, 1 Ultra. And something else. I guess I'll just grab the Gloom for now. Yeah, grabbing Gloom makes sense because I have more Dartrix than Gloom in the deck. So it's more likely... Yep, okay, Field Blower removes my Float Stone, so I'm really glad I didn't play the other Float Stone. And we see one Steam Up, we see a second Steam Up, and we see an N. So we lose the 2 cards we searched for. At least we don't see a Lysander. We do, however, lose the Float Stone, but we would have lost it anyways. And we don't get a great hand off of that. That Shaymin-EX is going to be very key. And the question is, oh wow, he decides to switch. Huh. He decides to take the knockout with Shell Trap, interestingly enough. I don't agree with that play. I mean, I guess he gets to use up the switch, but not attaching energy seems really bad here. It actually seems really bad, and if I'm able to find Ninetales and Vileplume here, I can Lysander up and probably trap that Volcanion, either of the energy-less Volcanions. So I'm going to need a really, really good hand here. Huh. Maybe I should just wait a turn to do that. I mean, I need Forest, I need Gloom, I need Vileplume, and I need... Ninetales. That's 4 cards. And if I really want to do this well, that's without a supporter card, so... I think I'm gonna have to give up yet another prize card. So I'm gonna promote the Rowlet here. Okay, there's one. Brooklet Heal for nothing, just so Sam doesn't get on my on my case. I don't want to use the Lysander. I want to save it, and yeah. I probably want to try to set up that for the next turn. I do find the Ninetales. Finally. I also find an Ultra Ball. Which could find me Gloom, right? My opponent doesn't Lysander and knock out the Gloom or the Ninetales. I might not ever need another DC, so I think I really have to go all in on this play, simply because my hand doesn't allow me to do anything else. So heal, yes, I will put the deck list in the description once I'm done live streaming and the video gets transferred to YouTube. I will definitely do that. I feel like limiting my opponent's energy recovery option will be my best course of action here, and I'm gonna pass for now. But you can, in the meantime, you can Google Pokemon Madison Regionals, and then off of the Masters TCG results, you can find Aaron Tarbell's deck list, which is the one I'm currently using. So there's a single steam up. That means my opponent will just shell trap. So it's gonna come down to, does my opponent have the single Olympia in his deck in his current hand? If he does, then that's probably game. If he doesn't, we might actually have a shot here. And especially because I will be able to deny energy from my opponent. And we're just gonna Ice Blade knock out this Starmie here. We get a prize card, which can maybe get us some cards here. Level Ball, not really. But we also deny energy recovery. We see an energy on the active Volcanion immediately. So I feel like if we attack into the active Volcanion, my opponent will feel threatened enough that I will go after it, that he will not attach another energy into. Yeah, that space would have probably been better off for a Lele top deck. However, well, there you go. Immediately punished. Immediately punished for that misplay. Immediately punished. Yep, you're 100% correct. I should have left that space open for Lele. I would have actually had a really strong turn right here. I had one Tapu Lele out of 26 cards, so no, it's fine. You're 100% correct. One Tapu Lele out of 26 cards. It's very unlikely that it would happen. I feel like because I just attacked the Volcanion EX, my opponent will not feel very well. Will not feel very enticed into. Will not feel very enticed to attach more energy to the active Volcanion. Sam, I did it to make it so that I can control when I get the knockout. Like, I will keep using Feather Arrow on the active because my opponent will not be attaching any more energy, and I get closer to where I get to decide when I get the knockouts. Okay, that's why I'm doing this because my hand is so bad that I want to make sure that he doesn't keep attaching energy to Volcanion to retreat. That's why. And so I always have control over when the Volcanion gets knocked out. That's why I'm doing it. I know it's maybe not the right play because I could just Ice Blade again for knockout, but my opponent could realize that, and if he powers up the active Volcanion, he has two threats, the benched Turtonator and the active Volcanion. Now he drew the Olympia, so there's really not much I can do about that. Yeah, well, that was my bluff, you know? Like, don't attack me because I'm attacking you. That was my attempt at a bluff. I got punished for the Rowlet play, and I mean, what can I do about that? Now here, this is interesting. I could retreat and use the GX attack. Yeah, it's because I was such if I didn't make the mistake of benching the Rowlets and I had the space for Tapu Lele, I feel like it would have been, yeah, I shouldn't have been Feather Arrowing the active. I also had a 1 in 26 chance to top deck the Tapu Lele, so I mean, single Feather Arrow. Turtonator is gonna knock me out no matter what, right? So I might as well try to recover off of this. I am going to Feather Arrow the Turtonator now because that will leave it at 2 shots away from Alolan Ninetales, and off of my Holo Hunt GX, I'm gonna grab DCE and Lysander. So next turn, my opponent doesn't have any more Olympias, presumably, I can Lysander up the Turtonator or a different Volcanion, or wow, he doesn't even get a knockout on the Decidueye, which is even better, I guess. Seeing this, maybe I could have grabbed the Dartrix as well, but I was sure my opponent was going to retreat and knock me out. I was very sure of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 energy in play for my opponent. If I Lysander up the Turtonator, the unpowered Turtonator, or the unpowered Volcanion. Yeah, double Olympia, that's what I'm fearing. I faced a double Olympia, Decidueye Vileplume in Seattle, so I really wouldn't put it past my opponents. Okay, just because Turtonator can threaten me here with its 2 energy attack, I feel like going after Volcanion here is the right call. And I definitely don't want to attack it. I definitely do not want to attack it. No, I probably should have gone after the Turtonator. Maybe not. Okay. Oh yeah, I could have killed the well, yeah, I could have killed the Turtonator. No, well, I could have killed the Turtonator. However, I feel like playing the slow bench damage game is my win condition here. This is actually a really tough game. But yeah, knocking out the power things is what I need to do. So I just pass here. Come on, double Olympia or Hex into Float Stone. Okay, so my opponent now does the right thing in attaching to the Volcanion. But that's 11 energy in play, right? That is actually 11 energy in play. Well, I attached it to the Decidueye because I'm gonna retreat anyways and I had the other DCE. So maybe something changed and I needed to attack with the Decidueye. Oh, but this hand is just so bad. Here, I can heal. See, the thing is, my opponent needs one fire energy in his hand to knock out the Ninetales. If I use my GX attack to knock out the active Volcanion. No, I always go after the Turtonator here. See, the fact is, he has his energy so spread, or so thinly spread. Yeah, he has the energy so thinly spread that he might not even have energy to attack or retreat or use Steam Up to get a knockout. He needs 2 fire energy off of 4 cards. That seems very unlikely. That seems very, very unlikely. So we're playing a very patient game here. A very, very patient game. I'm really nervous, but he might completely whiff. Let's see his supporter counts. 3N and 3 Sycamore. Yeah, he completely whiffs here. That's awesome. Okay, now I will sequence correctly. I will Feather Arrow the Turtonator. Oof. Get the 2 prize cards right there. Now that might prompt a Fisherman from my opponent. However, if I get something good off of the Sycamore, like my other Decidueye, I can even knock out the Volcanion and heal myself in the process, which makes it pretty, well, it should be close to impossible for my opponent to get a knockout, unless he has Fisherman. If he has Fisherman, no, not even, because he would need, well, he would need his last Volcanion EX. He would need his last Volcanion EX and Fisherman. Off of 3 cards, he needs those specific 2. Oh no, I already used the GX attack. That's the only reason I'm still in the game. Oops. Oops. I still get, yeah, that Feather Arrow, yeah, that Feather Arrow was wasted. It probably won't matter, but that was a wasted Feather Arrow. I forgot I already used my GX attack. Having this back and forth discussion with the chat is really good. Well, there's the Fisherman. There's the Fisherman, okay. Oh gosh. Yeah. That Feather Arrow might actually end up mattering though. That Feather Arrow might actually end up mattering. Because it's one turn later that I knock out the... well, DCE... I don't need DCE, I need my opponent... Yeah, I need to Lysander the Turtonator here, right? I need to Lysander the Turtonator. And like I'm even tempted to just deal tackle with Rowlet. I really want to attack with Rowlet. I really do. Yeah, but I can attack with Rowlet. Like that 10 damage might be crucial because Turtonator or... No, I have to go after Volcanion, huh? No, I have to go... I don't know. Yeah, I need the... How many DCs are left? There's 2 DCs left, okay. So I feel like this is correct. No, I need the DC. The Rowlet would have just been way too cheeky. So yeah, let's do this, and let's do this. And we double Feather Arrow. And we pass. And next turn we use Sycamore, and then we get the DCE, and then that should be good enough, hopefully. Unless my opponent has not played a single Lysander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 energy. N. No. Ends us down to 1 card. Okay. What are the odds that he finds... Oh. Oh no, the GX attack. Oh. I am 20 short. That 20 I misplayed on the active Volcanion, that's the one. That's the 20 I'm missing to get the knockouts. That's the 20 I'm missing to get the knockouts. That right there. 1 Feather Arrow can cost you a game. 1 Feather Arrow can cost you a game. Yep, that's it. That is it. 1 Feather Arrow misplayed is all it took for me to lose this game. If I had placed the Feather Arrow on the Turtonator, it would have 100 damage right now, and I would be able to take the knockout. But I am exactly 1 Feather Arrow short of winning this match. That was so close, and that was so clutch. That was such a good game. Quite a few mistakes on my part, I'm not gonna lie. Is he gonna Lysander the Rowlet? No. Should have Lysandered the Rowlet. But yeah, good game to my opponent. Murkrow 88. Oh boy, that was really good. That was really good. Despite my loss, I definitely misplayed, but I mean, it's good that we realize, right? And thanks to Sam Chen, who is obviously the better player here, who can pinpoint all of these mistakes. It's not always easy to talk and play optimally, as many of you do notice in my videos, and even many of you question why I do so well in real life. Well, so well in real life and then not so well in my videos, but it's because it's not so easy to be concise and be clear and then play at the best of the best of the best whilst keeping the video interesting and flowing and everything like that. But thank you guys so much who are here. I'm going to finish the English stream right here. So this is the equivalent of the English video today, and you will be able to see it if you missed it in the beginning later on. And I will now be switching. I will be taking a 10-minute break. I'm gonna get some water because I forgot to get some water. And I will be back, and I will be back in Spanish with the same deck, and we'll see what other interesting plays we get. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sam, for all the advice. If you want to stick around for the Spanish video, that would be awesome. And yeah, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes or so. Okay, so if you want to watch the Spanish stream, don't go.